first one of 2021. So what I thought we would do is work with balances and work, I'll just change that so you can see my head. Work with balances, really working with the idea that you do what you can. I mean, in New Year, there's always these things where we make resolutions about changing things, and I think if anything, the last year or so has showed us that doesn't matter really what we think, does it? What we want, we have what we have, and it's that old phrase, isn't it? It is what it is. So when we come to work on our mat and with yoga and with ourselves, it's just with the idea that we're with ourselves as we are right now, and really knowing that it's enough. So if we start with our feet just planted, so you can rock from side to side, so just get a sense of how your feet feel on the mat. I know that might sound a bit odd, but you can wiggle your toes, move your hands as well, and really know that when you wiggle your toes, your fingers will want to start to move as well, and there's no reason why they shouldn't, because everything that we are within us is connected. What we think up here, what we feel in our body, it's all part of who we are now, and being aware of who we are is what yoga is. So stop and just allow yourself to find a place where you feel that sense of the base of the big toes, the little toes and the heels. Focus your gaze and maybe just place your hands centre of the spine, so just where the base of the ribs are, maybe, or just where the navel is, just that kind of area there. And then just carefully just bend the right knee to lift up the right heel, and then carefully let the heel come down. Bend the left knee to lift up the left heel. Carefully let the heel come down. So you just carry on, so right knee, right heel, down, left heel, left knee. So you're just bending the knees to lift the heels, and you're feeling that movement through the hips. So if you place your hands on your hips, you can feel that movement through the hips. So all we're trying to do at first is come into contact with yourself, with your body as it is right now, and then just stop, so you come to the centre, and then we're just going to try to do that just a little bit, perhaps a little bit more forcefully. So bring up the right heel and then just plonk it down. Bring up the left heel, plonk it down, up through the right heel, plonk it down, and then just speed it up. So you just, in a sense, perhaps jogging on the floor, jogging static, whatever that would be, and then just stop just a few times, just stop, and then shake your wrists, shake the wrists, and then stop. So all we're trying to do at first is, in a sense, energise ourselves. So we can kind of say, just like let go of the energy that we've had in us, just to allow new energy to come in. Or we can just have that sense of waking ourselves up. So we're just going to go again, but this time, bring the shoulders up, and then just let the shoulders whoosh down. Bring the shoulders up, and then let the shoulders go and whoosh down. Bring the shoulders up, and then as you let the shoulders go down, really whoosh the fingers down. Bring the shoulders up, and then really whoosh the fingers down. So you breathe in when the shoulders come up, and as you breathe out, whoosh the shoulders down. Breathing in, bring the shoulders up, and as you breathe out, whoosh the arms away. And then just a few times, just carrying on, and just kind of know it's good when you're in your own home, because no one can see you. It might set my dogs off, actually. They might start barking, but that's all right, at least someone's getting excited. And then you just breathe in, draw the shoulders up, breathe out, whoosh the shoulders down. And we're going to bring that all together with the feet. So stop, and then again, we're going to bring up both heels, so you soften both knees, and then plonk the heels down. Bring up both heels, down, bring up, down, and then the next time the heels come up, bring the shoulders up, breathe in, and as the heels go down, whoosh, down, breathing in and down, breathing in and down, breathing in, and just see if you can speed it up. That's my dog, so he might hear me start. He always starts when he hears noise. And then stop, and then just feel how your body is, just from doing that. Relatively simple, nothing. You might be feeling a little bit out of breath, or it might have no impact at all. And then we're just going to place our hands back on to the belly, centre of the spine, and just allow the breath to come in, and really allow your breath to leave. Empty, empty, empty. Breath comes in, and as you breathe out, really allow the breath to leave. empty, empty, empty. And now when you're ready, on your next breathing, take your arms wide. And as you breathe out, cross the arms round and hug yourself. Breathe in, take the arms wide. And as you breathe out, change the cross of the arm so the other elbow is on top. So just take a mental note what elbow is on top. Then breathe in, take the arms wide. And as you breathe out, bring the other elbow on top. Soften your knees. Breath in, wide. And as you breathe out. So just kind of carrying on. Just kind of feeling that movement and that connection of your hands as you are, in effect, hugging yourself. You are really caring for yourself, as well as really expanding and opening your lungs. And you know, I don't have to tell you how important it is right now to really keep your breathing, your lung capacity, and the whole sense of your inner health really as best as it can, and working with your breathing as much as you can to keep your lungs open, to keep the space inside your body free. And then the next time you stop with the arms hugging, doesn't matter which hand is on or which elbow is on top, just leave the elbows up and down a few times. Just make sure you've got a bit of space, because if it's too much, just loosen up. You can do this if you like. You can have the hands on, one hand on the elbow, but if you're okay with the hands around the shoulders, then that's what you do. And then all we're going to do, soften your knees, and you're just going to twist. You're just going to twist around. And as you do this, really being aware of where you feel that in your body, because these really good little movements are opening up the back of our lung space, the back of our body, the back of our ribs. And then just come back to centre. And now we're going to draw the elbows in towards the chest. You're going to draw the chin down, you're going to soften the knees, and you're just going to allow yourself to do a slight forward bend. Really allow the elbows to go. Soften the knees a little bit more. Let go of the head, and then maybe you can just let the arms dangle a little bit. The hands might come to the knees. The hands might go a little bit lower. You can soften the knees. You might want to bring your fingertips on the floor, but don't worry about reaching. You're not trying to do anything. You're just trying to feel what's going on in your body. And then ever so carefully bring yourself back up. Circle your shoulders. Circle your shoulders. And then we're going to breathe in, take the arms wide. And then as you breathe out, cross the arms again, but just take the other arm. If you can remember, if you're better than me, you can remember the other hand, the other elbow on top. And then soften the knees, rock from side to side. So you're doing this to open up different parts of the lung space, to free up the back of the body, the ribs. And then when you're ready, as you're rocking from side to side, maybe just allow yourself to roll forward and to come down. Maybe, if it's all right, take hold of the elbows. Right hand on the left elbow, left hand on the right elbow. Really allow the elbows to hang. And now take attention to your knees and to your heels and to your feet. And as the right knee moves forward, just circle the elbows round towards the left. As the left knee moves forward, circle the elbows round towards the right. So just kind of tracking in and connecting what's going on with the lower half of your body with what's going on with the top half of the body. So this is how we build awareness. This is how we become attentive to what's happening inside us. So our physical self, our body, is just that gateway to the feelings of what's happening inside. And then just come to centre, or stop. Bring the hands onto the knees. And as you take the right knee forward, take the left hand onto the left hip. So as the right knee moves forward, 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 really be aware of that space in the left hip. Maybe take the left hand to rest on the back of the waist. The right knee moves forward, and now allow that left shoulder to come away from that right knee. So you're starting to turn the upper part of the spine. If it's okay with your neck, because you always do what feels right for you, if it's okay with your neck, turn to look up towards the ceiling, and perhaps you can lift that left arm up. So you're just really opening up the side of the left lungs, left ribs, left chest. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, just bring the hand back towards the hip, soften the knees, and up you come. So you come up to stand. And then just, again, maybe this time, just have the hands on the elbows, and just rock the elbows from side to side. Soften the knees, and then as you draw the chin down, allow the elbows to be heavy, and the elbows start to allow the spine to come a little bit closer towards the floor. or not the spine, the top of the head, a little bit towards the floor. And then when you bend the right knee forward, send the elbows to the left. When you send the left knee forward, send the elbows to the right. So just twisting or rotating the upper half of the spine in relation to what's going on with your knees or with the lower half of the spine. So you're being careful. So you're not forcing anything, you're just allowing the right knee to send the upper part of the spine towards the left. You're allowing the left knee to send the upper part of the spine to the right. And then the next time the left knee moves forward, let the left hand rest on that left knee, let the right hand rest on the right hip. Now really being aware of the space in the right hip to allow the right shoulder to open, to allow the collarbones or the base of the throat to come as far away from that left knee as possible. And if it's okay with your arm, perhaps you can take the arm up, but you're not reaching. The gaze can come up towards the ceiling, and when you breathe in, really feel the breath in the right side of the ribs, underneath the armpit, breathing in. And as you breathe out, perhaps lower and come back to stand. And then just stand, just as we started. So you have the feet resting on the floor, you allow the shoulders to rest above the hips. And just feel that solid or stability or solid base you have and you can find with your feet. Then the next time you breathe in, take the arms wide, just as we did before, breathing in. And as you breathe out, let the left arm come down, take the right arm up. Breathe as you need to. Turn the gaze to look towards the left hip or down towards the left foot. And then you're ever so going to carefully take that left shoulder towards the left hip. So you're opening up the right side of the body, breathing in. And as you breathe out, lower the arm, come up to centre. Take the arms wide, breathe in. And as you breathe out, lower the right arm, take the left arm up. Breathe as you need to. Turn the gaze to look towards the right. The outside, breathing as you do, the outside edge of the right shoulder eases down towards the right hips. It's opening 2 panes of glass. So all these little movements are there to open up lung spaces, to find different parts of our lungs. Breathing in to the left side of the body, breathing in. And as you breathe out, come back up to stand. And then just circle your shoulders a little bit. So we're going to do that side bend one more time. So these kind of exercises are just really good at finding different spaces inside our lung. It's been shown that most of us, I used to be a nurse, I used to work in intensive care. Most of us only breathe into about 30% of our lung space, or 30% lung capacity, and we can go through life quite well like that. But just by doing these simple exercises, you can increase that quite drastically, and we can increase it with awareness of where we're breathing into and where we're breathing from. So when we breathe in and we take the arms wide, really have that sense. Can you breathe into both ribs? Breathing in, and as you breathe out, let the left arm come down, take the right one up, and really let go of your breath. Now just breathe as you do. You're not stretching, you're just trying to allow your spine, your breath to be as free as it possibly can be. Because now we're going to try to breathe into this area without forcing, without doing anything in particular, but changing the position of our body. The left shoulder sinks towards the left hip, the gaze can turn towards the left foot perhaps, and when you breathe in, really feel the breath in the right side of the body, breathing in. And as you breathe out, lift, lower the arm. Spend a few moments just being aware of how that feels, because it's in the stopping that benefits take place, because that's when we will breathe without effort. So when you're ready, breathe in. So this is the effort, this is the exercise, breathe in. And as you breathe out, lower the right arm, take the left arm up. And let go, and let the weight of yourself sink into your feet. Breathe as you need to. Now turn the gaze to the right shoulder sinks towards the right heel or the right ankle, whatever you like, or the right hip. So between 2 panes of glass. And when you breathe in, you're breathing in to the left side of the body. Breathing in, breathing in. And then as you breathe out, lower the arm and come back to centre. And then just readjust the feet. Now if you place your hands on the centre of the spine, maybe one hand there, one hand on the collarbones, when you breathe in, feel your breath. Because these kind of exercises, well, they free up the shoulders, they free up the neck, because any tightness or any tension we have around the upper part of our spine will affect the way we breathe and vice versa. So just by doing these exercises we can free the shoulders. So let's do the shoulders again. So if you circle the shoulders, maybe circling the shoulders back and down, turn the head as though you're saying no as you take the shoulders back. So turning the head from side to side. When you take the shoulders forward, nod the head as though you're saying yes. I find that very difficult. So if you find that difficult as well, so do I. And then stop. And now take the arms wide. Be aware of your breath coming in. And then when you cross the arms again, right hand to the left shoulder, left hand to the right. Just notice what elbow is on top. As it doesn't matter. And then just bring the arms up. Just bring the arms up. Lift the forearms up. Lift the elbows up and down a few times. Take the arms wide, and then this time you're going to take the arms behind you. So we're going to open up. Before we were opening up the back of the body, now we're looking at opening up the front of the body. So the hands come behind us. Circle the shoulders a little bit, elbows are wide. Take your attention to that right elbow and that space between the elbow and the body. The right elbow is going to sink towards the right thigh, the outside of the right thigh. So you're going to that side bend again. Turn the head to look up towards the ceiling. Make sure you're breathing. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, unfold the arms. The left one goes up, right one goes down. Breathe as you need to, and then come up to centre. Circle the shoulders. Take the arms wide, breathe in. And as you breathe out, just fold the arms again. So just see if you can change the cross of the arms. It doesn't matter too much if you forget. So then you're just right back where you started. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, take the arms wide. Breathe as you need to. As this time, take the hands behind you again. And they'll go to wherever they go, your hands will go. They might just be there. It's absolutely fine. Or you might be on your wrist. Or you might be able to take the hands a little bit higher. So you'll just go. Your body will tell you where it can go. So then from here, take your attention to that left elbow. The left elbow is going to ease towards the outside of the left thigh. The gaze can go down. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, unfold the arms. The right arm goes up, left one goes down. Really allow your weight of your body to sink into the right foot, down into the right foot. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, come back up. And then just settle. And just be aware of your breath in your body, because that's what keeps you healthy. What keeps us healthy is our breathing. So now allow the feet to be at least at width apart. Focus your gaze. We're going to lift up the right heel carefully. Take the arms wide, and we're going to lift up the right knee. And then lower. Now notice if you are holding your breath. So now, next time we do it, just make sure you breathe. We're going to take the arms wide, just for balance. Lift up the left heel. Bring the left knee up. Now you make sure that you breathe. So you relax as much as possible into this balance. And then lower the leg or foot. Readjust, ease the weight into both feet as equally as possible, and kind of know as well that we very rarely have equal weight into both feet. Well, we'll always favour one side, and that's okay. So we take the arms wide again. Make sure you're breathing. We lift up the right heel. We lift up the right knee. And then just see this time if you can take the arms across the body, just as you did before. And then take the forearms up. And then open the arms, lower the foot. And then just readjust your feet. So you come to sort of balance. When I say readjust your feet, just rebalance. Equal weight as much as possible. Take the arms wide. Lift up the left heel. Cross the arms just as you did before. Take the forearms up. And then come out. And lower. Right, so we're just going to work with the legs a little bit. So we're going to lift up the right heel, soften both knees, and we're going to take the right knee just in front of the left knee, just in front. So toes can still be on the floor, toes still on the floor. Take the arms wide, and then we're just going to bring the arms, so the right elbow is on top, the left elbow is underneath. The hand just resting behind you, or on your shoulders, and then we're going to bring up the forearms. And then just see if that underneath arm, the left hand, Just come onto the inside of the right wrist. Focus your gaze and then just see if you can lift up the right foot. The standing leg is quite bent, it's fine. And then come out. And then notice if you'd stop breathing. And now you know that you have to breathe. So equalise the weight between the feet. And if you did stop breathing, I say those things because I realise that I've stopped breathing. It's quite normal to stop when we're concentrating. Right, so relax the shoulders. We're going to lift up the left heel, bend the right knee, so you've got quite a bend in the standing leg, and then the left knee just goes on top of the right knee. So the left toe still can be on the floor. Take the arms wide, and then we're going to bring the arms across. The right elbow is underneath, left elbow is on top. And then we're going to keep the elbows as they are if possible, and just take the hands, the fingertips, they're pointing up towards the ceiling. Then the right hand underneath might come on the inside of the left wrist, or you might be able to bring the palms together, just kind of see where you are. Focus your gaze and perhaps you can bring up that left foot. Standing leg is quite bent. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, let go. Wide arms, and you just come back to stand. Soles of the feet resting on the floor. And let's just go one more time. We're going to lift up the right heel, bend the standing leg, left leg. The right knee goes in front of the left. We're just going to take the arms wide. Focus your gaze. You don't have to do any more than this. At any given stage, if you've had enough, obviously you stop. So when we bring the arms across, the left elbow is on top, right one underneath. Then we're going to take the forearms up. We're going to see if that right hand can come onto the inside of the left wrist. When you breathe in, can you feel the breath in the back of the body? And be aware that you're breathing, because you're not just doing this. You're being aware of what's happening. And then just see if you can lift up the right foot off the floor. So you're just on the left foot. And then come out. Carefully, as quietly as possible, re-establish the weight into the feet. We're going to lift up the left heel. We're going to cross the left knee on top of the right knee. If that's enough for you, that's all you do. You're going to take the arms wide, so you decide what stage or where you want to go with it. When we bring the arms across, the left knee's on top, so the left elbow goes underneath. We're going to bring the elbows up, the forearms up, and the left hand comes on the inside of the right wrist. Maybe the fingertips might come together or the palms might come together. That's enough for you, or you go back to where you were, you do another kind of position, or maybe you can bring up the left toes and the standing leg is quite bent. And you just feel how that is in your body, how that is in your lungs, how that is in your breath. And then you come out, or you might already have come out, and that's good too. And then just re-establish the weight into the feet, right foot, left foot. Let the hands come to rest on the centre of the spine, and just for a few moments again, feel your breath. And then where the hands are resting in front of you, send the hands behind. So we feel the breath in the back of our body, breathing in, into the hands. And not just the front, we have the back as well, breathing into the hands. Soften the knees, draw the chin down, roll the shoulders forward. And as the knees are quite soft, the spine starts to come down or the top of the head comes down towards the floor. But you're still breathing into your hands that are resting behind you. Feeling the breath in your hands that are resting behind you. Send the right knee forward to make space in the left hip. Send the left shoulder away from that right knee to make more space in that left hip. Perhaps the gaze comes up towards the ceiling, but just be careful with your neck. The right hand comes down, maybe rest on that right knee, and the left arm goes up. And when you breathe, feel your breath, left side of the body. Lower the arm, take the hands behind you, soften both knees, send the left knee forward. Make space in the right hip. The right shoulder comes back, away from that. Your right knee comes away from that left knee. Sorry, right shoulder comes away from the left knee. The gaze comes up towards the ceiling. Left hand rests on the left knee. Right arm might be able to go up. You feel the breath in the right side of the body. Bring the hands back to where you started. Soften both knees, and then perhaps take the hands onto the knees and let go or relax the shoulders. Draw the chin in slightly round the spine, or round the shoulders. So round spine, breathe in. And then as you breathe out, let go. And just let the back of the waist dip. Take the gaze up or forward. Breathe in, round the spine. It's a bit like sort of cat stretches, but you're standing. And then as you breathe out, let go. And your gaze goes forward, maybe a little bit up. And then just come to a neutral spine. And then just see if you can take hold of the elbows. Right hand on the left elbow, left hand on the right elbow. And then just allow the weight of the elbows to draw the spine down towards the floor. To draw the spine down towards your mat. Just change them. And eventually, you know, the knees can be quite bent. And eventually, perhaps your hands might come to rest towards the floor or towards the feet. Move one knee at a time. Just easing into the backs of the legs. Perhaps your hands come onto the floor, but it doesn't matter if they don't, because you just bend the knees. And then just walk your hands a little bit further forward. Bring the knees down, so you're on all fours, you're in all fours. Round the spine, round spine, breathe in. And then as you breathe out, let go. Back of the waist, dips, between the shoulder dips. And just take the gaze forward and up a little bit. Breathe in, round the spine. Breathe out, you let go. And then just continue. Just kind of working with your breath and feeling that movement of your spine. And slowing it down and just kind of knowing, you know, there is a choice, there's always a choice to slow it down. And then carefully just come to centre. And then you're just going to send the top of the head a little bit further forward past the wrist. You're just working into the wrist, send the hips a little bit further back towards the heels. You're just feeling that in your knees. Sending the top of the head forward, past the fingertips, bring the hips back a little bit towards the heels. So just kind of working carefully, noticing how your wrists feel, noticing how your knees feel. And it's always good to wait there, to send weight into those parts of your body, because we don't usually do it. So but that's why it can, you know, we have to be careful. Till eventually perhaps you can go into child's pose. So the hips might go all the way towards the heels. If your forehead comes onto the floor, it's fine. Or you just stack your fists and the forehead can just rest on your hands. So again, there's no right or wrong. Your body is what your body is, and it's, you know, that's what is perfect as it is. And then from here, be aware of the breath in the back of your body, breathing in. Breath in the back of the lungs, in the back of the body, and then let go. Really allow the weight of your body to be given to the floor. I know that sometimes we can just let go. We don't have to hold on to the breath. We don't have to do anything in particular. We can just, on the out breath, let go. And then just to finish, we're just going to come over onto our backs. So soles of your feet flat to the floor. Or you can do this sitting. If you'd rather stay sitting, you can sit. And then just placing your hands on the base of the ribs. Just for a few moments, just tune into and be aware of your breath. Underneath your hands as you breathe in. Breathing in equally into both hands, into both ribs, into both lungs. And as you breathe out, really allowing both ribs, both lungs to empty. So balance is far more than just standing on one leg. Although that is part of it, balance is about equalising, finding equality or equilibrium in our body. And that can begin and that can end really with just being able to breathe into both parts of the lungs, left and right. And then when you next breathe in, just breathe in a little bit deeper into the hands. Breathe in, really allowing the whole chest to inflate, to fill up. And as you breathe out, really, really emptying, empty, empty, empty. You might feel the belly sink, you might feel the ribs sink, empty, settle. And then the breath comes back in. And then perhaps just work with the idea that you don't breathe so deeply. You don't force so much. You just have the awareness that your breathing happens anyway. And all we're trying to do with these exercises is to come into contact with that real simple fact of life, of your breath, of your health, of your awareness of now. And yoga and being aware and working in this way brings you to the present moment. And that can just simply be explained just by the fact really that we can't breathe in the past or we can't breathe in the future. When you breathe, you're breathing now. And everything else can wait. And you breathe out. And you're breathing out now. And everything else can wait. And then the breath comes back in. And you gradually slow down. And you carefully just note how you feel right now. So as the class comes towards its close, taking your time, you can stay as you are for as long as you like really, or you can just carefully open your eyes, roll your shoulders, come to rest over on your side. So taking your time, so knowing that you don't have to rush and you don't have to do anything.